Peace and love, beautiful souls. I want to talk about boundaries, because these boundaries that we learning to set, especially dealing with this universal year of a 7, it's going to be a lot about a lot of boundaries. Because a lot of us have chosen to see the good in people and shit, and we've kind of ignored all of the things that we know that we don't like, and a lot of times it'll start making you tolerate people. So this is why the year of the 6, a lot of breakups happened. Because the pandemic put a lot of people in the position where you were around people every day and you got to see them for who they truly are. So it was challenging to actually learn how to love somebody for who they are, not who you wanted them to be. Your spiritual growth and elevation, or I would say evolution, it requires a lot of separation. It's going to feel like we're leaving people behind, but in actuality, you're making such an individual turn or individual journey internally to where it feel like you're doing like a 360-degree turn while you're standing still. Because the world is still turning type shit. Life is still happening. So as you're learning to create these boundaries, a lot of them got to become energetic. Meaning that you got to stand on what you say you're not going to accept in your life anymore. Because your healing has a destination to wholeness. So every day a healed version of you needs to be showing up. That means a more aware version of you needs to be showing up. That means you need to be in a place to where you're able to let people know, like, hey, the person that you thought I was might not be the person I am today. The person I'm evolving into it might require for me to be so honest and so authentic with you to where I'm literally saying, you know what, I've been tolerating you for a long time. Because these boundaries ain't going to set themselves. The hard conversations. The first hard conversation you need to be having is with your goddamn self. Accountability is the first place you set boundaries. Because you're alone for a reason. You're starting to feel lonely and you start to cry out for shit. Because you're still looking for somebody else's presence because this life is about an ambiance. This ambiance deals with your surroundings. And a lot of y'all still looking for shit, and I was doing it myself. So I ain't just speaking devoid of my own pain and my own insecurities. I'm saying I've already challenged myself in that area. So I show up as a whole, complete version of me. Somebody might confuse that as if I'm sitting on top of some type of high horse. But actually I'm on my own perch because I sit on my own throne because I stand on my own square. See, there is a major difference because I hear one word and I overstand 3 and you get stuck on 1. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Because this whole thing about self-actualization and self-realization, it actually enhances your perception of life. So what do you perceive to be true? Because if you're not able to get out of your own thoughts and your own understanding, it's going to be hard for you to face and accept the truth, even about your goddamn self. So a lot of your boundaries become false because you ain't able to sit in them and be honest with yourself that I'm running from something. So what you run from, you're running to every goddamn time. Because it's leading you right back to you. So when you set these boundaries, which is Jupiter type energy, because it wants you to expand, not implode. But still, even the implosion, because we're a carbon-based being, so guess what pressure makes diamonds? So when you become the diamond, like the Diamond Sutra, this is basically saying my heart is becoming of iron. I married the red and the blue together, that creates purple. So I'm sitting on the crown of my emotions, the crown of my thoughts. Because I know I am not my mind, I am not my body. So these boundaries require a lot of times, even for myself, I became so boundless to where I forgot to honor other people's boundaries. This is very critical in your spiritual growth and development. Just because you feel so free and so open don't mean everybody else feel the same way you do. Especially the people that you might be committed to in a relationship with. So as your own self-desires are showing up and it's getting in the way of you being able to commit or love somebody wholly and fully for who they are, not who you want them to be, you got to be accountable and sit with yourself first. See, these boundaries, once they real, they energetically set themselves. That means people will start telling, I wasn't going to call you because I know you probably didn't want to hear that. People will stop knowing how to approach you with their bullshit because they know you ain't for it. So now you don't have to come off your square because a lot of people are expressing a lot of loud bullshit. A lot of people moving a lot of confidence and no clarity. They become tyrants. So the healthy boundaries can be changed. Healthy boundaries require that you let your guards down because I trust myself. It don't matter where I integrate, no matter where I show up, I know I got every right to change my mind. So are you setting these boundaries? Are you allowing the boundaries to be set energetically? Because the mind doesn't want to be controlled. So you can't think your way into where you're going. You're going to have to feel this shit. So love is meant to take you higher into bliss, into ecstasy. But if you're bound by something, that means your likes and your dislikes are stopping you from even tasting the true presence of somebody's essence in your life. Can you feel the presence of, can you taste the presence of the trees, the wind? Can you feel somebody else's love for you? Can you get past all the things that you've created in your mind based off your own expectations of other people so the walls can come tumbling down? So you can create some real, energetic boundaries that allow you to only deal with reciprocal relationships that are adding to your spiritual growth and development. It's a real thing. Ask yourself. Namaste.